dare you trying to flirt with another woman's man? What is the matter with you, you creepy little stalker? You've got some nerve, do you know that? I'm sorry, what are you talking about? I really have no idea what this could be about at all. I am talking about that man, and don't pretend like you don't know who I'm talking about. I just want you to know that he is my boyfriend, and you are just the ex that he wants nothing to do with. You're just old baggage from his past, and he doesn't want you in his life anymore. Don't you get that? I'm sorry. I don't even have this number saved in my phone. Just who am I even talking to right now? I mean, are you sure that you have the right number? I think that you might be talking to the wrong person. I know that I have the right number. There's no way that I would make a mistake about this. And I know for a fact that you're Jonathan's ex-girlfriend who keeps stalking him. Sorry, you think that I'm Jonathan's ex-girlfriend? Don't you play stupid with me! You know exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to let you go and pretend otherwise. You're Jonathan's ex. Just admit it. Well, I just want you to know that Jonathan and I are married now. Do you know what that means? It means that he doesn't want you in his life any longer. Wait, what? You two are married? Are you serious? Did you really marry Jonathan? You mean that you didn't even know? What kind of horrible stalker are you if you didn't even figure that out? Although, I suppose someone like you would be shocked about this. A stalker like you is probably always holding out hope that you and your ex are going to be back together any day now. But you should know that I'm the one that he married, not you. So how about you finally just give this all up? Because John is my man and nobody else's. Got it? Okay, now hold on just a second here. I think that there's been some kind of misunderstanding. First of all, I am not his ex-girlfriend at all, okay? Excuse me? Don't you dare try and pretend like you're going to correct me if you're just going to lie to my face. I saw the two of you out on dates before. But now you're trying to pretend like you're not his ex that he broke up with and wants nothing to do with anymore? I knew that you were a little crazy, but this is just too much. I'm sorry, but I really don't think that you have a single clue about who you're talking to right now. Why don't you just give it a rest already and face up to the facts of reality, huh? And those facts are that you are Jonathan's ex-girlfriend and that you are still madly in love with him. You've been chasing after him all of this time since you two broke up, but you're nothing but a bad memory at this point. So you're the one that's wrong in all of this because John simply doesn't want you anymore. You're just an ugly fatty who needs to learn her place. Excuse me? What did you just call me? Are you kidding me right now? You do realize that Jonathan works for a very large and powerful company, don't you? He's a very high-paid employee on track to become management. He makes hundreds of thousands of dollars every year and is one of the hardest working men that I know. So he's not just some ordinary guy that anyone can date, especially not an ugly, fat stalker such as yourself. You never even had a chance with him. Okay, first of all, I don't see why you need to resort to name-calling for any of this. Second of all, you're the one who started texting me out of nowhere to accuse me of all these things that I'm just not. You're being incredibly rude right now, and it's preventing us from having a real conversation. Oh, just shut up already, you ugly cow. How dare an uggo like you think that you have any right to talk back to a pretty girl like me? Are you kidding me right now? I mean, are you even reading these messages that you're sending me? Look, I've seen what you look like on your social media, and I know that you're nothing but a fat, ugly woman who should be embarrassed to post photos of her own face. But I'll also have you know that whenever I post a selfie, my posts always get hundreds and hundreds of likes from all of my adoring followers. And that's why I was obviously the right choice to marry John. Look, you crazy lady. I'm trying to tell you that I am not John's ex. Him and I have never, ever dated. Don't you get that? You can go on all that you like, but you're still nothing but a stalker, and that's all you'll ever be. Especially now that John and I are married, now the chances that you two will ever get back together really are zero. So why don't you just give it up already and quit following John around? Hey, John, do you have a second? Because I'm talking to this woman who keeps telling me she's your wife.
Wait, what? What's this all about? I hardly even hear from you, Sally.
I know, but I just really need to know. Did you get married today?
Well, yes, I did get married. It's actually our anniversary today. Of course, I really did want to introduce my wife to everyone before it happened, but well, everyone was just so busy with work and all, and I couldn't get any time off to arrange a proper meeting. So it just kind of happened that we got legally married today. Is this why you wanted to message me? I know that I should have introduced her to mom and dad first, but
No, that's not what this is about at all. If anything, I think it's too bad since now that means you can't go back without lots of trouble. But anyways, I just want to talk to you about something and I ask that you believe me because I just wish that you would have told us a little earlier that we could have found out the kind of person your wife really was.
oh, well, if that's what this is about, then you've got nothing to worry about at all. Julia's a really sweet lady. She's so quiet and thoughtful too. I mean, this is a little cheesy to say, but she really is my dream woman.
Are you kidding me? Is that really the kind of person that you think you've married?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think that she's way too pretty for me, so I always get flustered around her. But we actually met because I rescued her from some guys who were catcalling her. I thought that she would have been cold to me after all that happened, but she was really sweet and got along quickly after all. And as a way to say thanks, on the day that I helped her out, she gave me her number. After that, it was really only a matter of time until we were dating.
I see. And you're saying that Julia is a sweet, quiet, thoughtful person, is that right?
Yeah, she really is great, and I've been thinking that you two would probably get along really well. In fact, I would really like it if you two could meet, so I know that we're getting the order a bit backwards, but how's this weekend work to meet?
Oh, I'm really sorry to say, but I'm actually going to France next weekend. Although, I would really like to meet her as soon as possible. She is your wife, after all.
Man, you really do know how to keep busy all of the time, don't you? Can't you ever catch a vacation?
No, I'm afraid that my job loves to fly me around for all kinds of things, and they aren't really as generous with time off as your job is. But it's okay, because I really love my job, so even traveling, it's okay. And of course, they compensate me really well, so...
Well, I just think that it's unfortunate that we'll have to put off you meeting my wife, but I guess that means that the first time you meet her in person might be at the wedding.
Yes, I suppose that's how it's going to be shaking out at this point, right? Of course, meeting your wife for the first time at your guys' wedding has me a bit nervous. I just hope that we really do get along.
I don't think you have anything to worry about in the slightest. I mean, I really think she is so kind, and there's no way you wouldn't get along well. So I really don't think there's any need to be nervous about meeting her at all. Things are gonna go great.
I know, I just... Do you ever worry if maybe she's just playing a character? I mean, what if that woman isn't the woman that she says she is?
I'm sorry, Sally, but I really don't think you have any idea what you're talking about when it comes to that. I know Julia, and she is a kind, sweet woman who wouldn't hurt a fly. Anyways, I think that I need to turn in for the night, but good luck with your business trip. We have a lot of planning to get on with this wedding, but we'll see you there.
What do you think you're doing here, you stalker freak? I thought I told you that I wanted you to give up on John. Why can't you just leave him alone? Are you kidding me right now? Are you still seriously keeping this up? Well, I thought that I had finally seen the last of you, and that you were finally going to leave him alone. But now you've gone and snuck into our wedding? When is a fat, ugly woman like you finally going to realize that nobody wants you around anymore? You really have some nerve, do you know that? Okay, I'm sorry, but there has been some kind of miscommunication somewhere, and you really need to understand that I'm not John's ex. Okay, please. You really are just delusional. Do you know that? What are you going to tell me? That you still want to try and marry him even though we're already married? I really don't even know what to say to you. Why are you acting this way towards me? This is really uncalled for. I can act whatever way I want with you because it's my wedding and I'm the main character. So if I want to try and kick you out of my wedding, then I have the right to. But why can't you just stop all of this and listen to what it is I have to tell you? Why in the world should I stop and read what a crazy stalker like you has to say? I want you out of here, and I'm not going to let you buy time. In fact, I think I'm going to call the police and have them drag you out of here. So what do you think about that? How do you think you'll feel when you're being dragged out of this wedding? Are you serious? You're really going to call the cops on me? Have you lost your mind? Oh, you're right. That isn't nearly enough punishment for you. I need everyone to know what a crazy stalker you are, so I'll be putting up photos of you getting arrested so everyone knows to watch out for you. What is your deal? You're taking this way too far right now. Do you know that? That's right. You're scared to have everyone know the kind of person that you really are, isn't that right? You're so scared for me to post photos of you getting kicked out of here. But the real joke is that I've already taken photos of you and sent them to my mother-in-law and John's family, all to tell them to avoid talking to you. You mean that you really sent photos to John's family calling me a stalker? Are you serious? That's right. And before long, everyone is going to be mad that you're even here, and nobody will care if I throw you out of here. And then finally, I'll tell John to step forward while you're crying and in handcuffs so that he can tell you to your face that you two are broken up and that he doesn't want anything to do with you ever again. Then maybe you'll finally learn your lesson about messing with me. You really don't even realize what you've done right now, do you? What in the world are you talking about? I haven't even gotten started with you, really. You're just a girl that nobody would ever want to date who can't get over the one lucky break that she had. But if you don't get out of here right now, I really will call the cops on you and have them drag you out of here in the most humiliating way possible. Okay then. I guess you can tell John that his little sister went home early. Wait, what? What in the world are you talking about now? I mean that I'm sick and tired of explaining to you that John and I never ever were dating. Do you understand that? But don't worry. If he asks why I wasn't at his wedding for the entire time, I'll just tell him that it was you that told me to go home. But I do really hope that you two are able to have a good ceremony after I've gone and I'm not here anymore. But wait! This doesn't make any sense at all. Are you really John's little sister? I mean, is John really your older brother? That's right, and it's what I've been trying to tell you this entire time. I'm Sally, John's little sister, and John is my big brother and always has been. I'm sorry that we haven't been able to meet in person this entire time, but my work keeps me very busy with all kinds of business trips, and we just weren't able to work something out. But wait, this has to be some sort of lie or something like that, right? I mean, you can't actually really be his little sister, right? I mean, this whole time I thought you were his ex-girlfriend. Yes, well, I do love my big brother a lot, but only as a sister. And like I said, we've never ever dated or anything like that. What? How can this be? I really had no idea about this at all. This is all such a surprise to me right now because I had no idea that that was the case the entire time. Yes, well, I did try to correct you for a long time, but you refused to believe that I was anything but a stalker and a former lover of John's. But it's like I'm saying to you right now, John and I are brother and sister, so there's no way at all that I would ever date him. And now you've gone and insulted me to the point that I want to leave this wedding and never come back. I mean, really, did you know that I had just gotten off of a 10-hour flight before coming here? I'm way too exhausted to deal with this crap now. But, I mean, I don't get it. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. I remember when we started dating, I made John take down a bunch of photos that he had in his room, and some of them were of you. I was worried that he hadn't gotten over his exes, and he told me that those photos meant a lot to him. Well, it sounds like to me that you just demanded that he take down family photos in his own room. And if he did have photos of me, it's probably because, as I already mentioned to you in a previous message, my job is always sending me away on business trips. So John and I hardly get to see each other anymore. But then, doesn't that mean that I was just acting totally controlling and making John put away important family photos? Yeah, that's actually exactly what that sounds like to me. Although, I assume that you used those photos to track me down, right? That's right! I was looking for your social media accounts using those photos until I was finally able to find you. And so you found my social media account but didn't double take at all that John and I had the same last name? You think that I'm going to dig that deeply into some silly little ex of my now husband? No way! I just thought that you were a crazy stalker wanting to get back with him. Not only that, but I guess I was just so worried that John might still have feelings for you. I mean, he had photos of you and he talked about how amazing you are all the time, and I just thought that he still had some hang-ups with his ex. That's why when I saw that you were still trying to spend time with him and be with him, I was worried that you were one of his exes and were trying to steal him away from me. Wait, what? You mean he really talked about me all that much to you? That is actually just so embarrassing for me. But anyways, you should know that John actually did have an ex who was hung up on. So it's possible you were seeing some of his posts about her, and were assuming they were about me. But I guess that's just what you get for not doing your due diligence and actually doing any proper investigating at all. Oh man, this is actually so embarrassing that John was talking about me like that. I knew that he missed me a lot, but I guess I just didn't quite realize how much. But then, are you telling me that this entire time I've just been getting every single tiny detail of all of these assumptions that I've been making completely wrong? Is that really what's going on here? Yeah, I mean, that seems to be what has actually been going on this entire time. Of course, I knew from the very start that you didn't have a clue what you were talking about at all. But yeah, in case I haven't been able to make the point clear enough by now, I am not John's ex. I never was his ex. John and I never, ever dated. And the reason for all of those is because he and I are brother and sister. Not only that, but I have a boyfriend. But anyways, I've had enough disrespect from you, and I think that I'm just gonna go home now. I don't know why I would put up with any more of this from you. Wait, no, please. You can't go. I really didn't realize that I was making these mistakes at all. Please, you have to understand that this is all just a huge misunderstanding. I mean, you have to know that if I knew that you were John's sister, that I would never have treated you the way that I did. I mean it. I just didn't know that you were his sister is all. But I see that it was a mistake this entire time, and I realize what it is that I was mistaken about. So please don't go. I need you here. I don't know what's going to happen when John realizes that I've scared off his sister from his wedding. Yeah, well, you've basically spoiled my appetite for being there, and I don't plan on coming back at all. You made all kinds of horrible assumptions about who I was, then you started saying all kinds of mean insults to me, all because you didn't bother to check that you were working with the correct information. You've been nothing but unpleasant to deal with this entire time, and I don't really see why I should do anything for you after all that you've put me through at this point. Please don't say that. You have to know that I just didn't have all of the information that I needed. I didn't have the full picture, and that's why I said what I said and did the things that I did. But you have to know that if I knew that you were John's family, then I would never, ever have said any of those things to you at all. It's all just one big, huge mistake. Huge mistake or no, the huge mistake was done by you. And huge mistake or no, but you still acted horrible when you were working under all these false premises. So no, I'm not going to do anything to help you now. Got it? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go back home and get rest. And you can explain to my brother why it is that his little sister isn't at his wedding. After that, I did exactly what I told Julia I would do, and I went home and took a long nap to recover from a long flight that I had arrived on this morning. When I woke up, it was several missed messages from both Julia and John. Julia was begging me to come back to the wedding, each message getting more and more desperate than the last one. Meanwhile, John's messages revealed that he eventually did notice that I was gone and asking where I was. Finally, I assumed that Julia must have come clean to John about what had happened between us, because John texted me saying that the wedding was off and that he was so sorry for the way that his wife had treated me. While I didn't want to be the reason John got a divorce, he also got married without ever introducing his fiancé to the family at all. I told him that he was an adult who could make his own decisions, but that he shouldn't divorce just because of me. Still, John and Julia did end up getting divorced, and John still apologizes for all the things that she said to me to this day.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.